You are now rocking with
Go DJ
and Maddie D.
And this is the plug.
Can you be my plug?
Life's all about timing.
Life's all about timing.
Aye, 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 aye.
Aye, 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 aye.
Young king from the island.
Young king from the island.
Aye, 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 aye.
Killer.
Frozen drinks with the liming. When I'm with you, it's a vacation. Cell phone on silent.
Cell phone on silent.
Me and you just vibing.
Me and you just vibing.
Aye, 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 aye.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Maddie D.
It's your boy Goat DJ.
And this is The Plug.
This is that plug talk, baby.
We plugged in with one of my favorite people in the universe, Mr. Campbell's.
Prince of PVD in the building.
PrinceofPVD.com.
My guys in the building, man. We always talk to you, but it's always amazing to always check in and keep this plug talk going.
The Godfather of New England music.
Facts.
I like that title. It's a good title.
Renaissance man, Godfather of PVD. We're right here,
I
see?
see.
Yeah. Young King Old Soul back in the day, you know, that little.
Back in the day, it was a
sample.
year ago.
That was 2017, so it's two.
It's still back in the day.
All right, I'm thinking like
Back in the day.
I'm on my 2018 swag still. Speaking of 2018, you had a really prosperous year.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that because you helped my year prosper by just
That's
being
dope.
around you. So for that, I thank you. 2018 was a really good year for you. You dropped 2 singles. So, first one was Swervin'.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Swervin' was the first track that I fully produced, recorded, and mixed myself. So that was a big marker in just getting my production company together. I've been making beats for a couple years, but I ain't really told anybody, so I was excited to get that out. Got a really good reception. And then we dropped Timing a couple months later in the middle of the summer. And got good receptions on both of the tracks, man. Shout out to M2s on the production for Timing. Super dope. We collabed on that. And we recorded it with Generous. Shout out to Slick Mix, Hot Stoppers.
Hot Stoppers.
Legends. Yeah, so those were the only 2 records I put out in 2018, but I think they both made a really dope impact.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I feel like it felt like it was just 2 songs, but I think you had so much dope content and like events and things that followed it, the merch, everything kind of fell in together that made it feel like it was more than just a song. Like it was like an experience, you know?
For sure.
Like Swervin' and Timing.
And
sure.
Swervin' and Timing pretty much is part of your album, which is an R&B production album.
For sure.
So it actually brought you to a different light and a different artistry in a way.
100%.
Everyone looks at Campbell as a rapper, then
Yeah.
it was like, damn.
Yeah. Even though Paper Planes was
Yeah,
R&B.
R&B.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
I
of
was
course.
singing for the ladies, so,
Of course.
you know,
Hey.
I feel like it all comes back around.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
And that was dope.
For sure.
So like she said too about the songs seeming like it's only 2 songs, but think about all the shows and events that you went through and performed those joints and like
For sure.
made sure it's stuck into people's heads. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
So
yep.
if you hear Swervin', you're like Swervin', then you at time like, yo, this is that shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure.
Aye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that's what you have to do. That's like a long promo run.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
working the record, man.
Working
Performing it with the live band and giving people a chance to really feel it in person and then getting it out to the DJs, getting it on different mixes. Stay Silent got a really dope Love You Better mix that Timing and Swervin' went on.
Yep.
You know, so just trying to get it out there. Really what it is a promo run.
Facts.
Pushing
Yeah.
records, not just putting a song on the internet and hoping people listen to it. It's
It
actually
blows up.
getting out there and putting in the groundwork so you can connect with people. Yeah.
Facts, because Fetty Wap, it took him, 2 years for that one song to come out
Yeah,
and
definitely.
blow the fuck up, you know?
It takes time. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Life's
It
all
definitely
about
takes
timing, you hear me?
Yeah.
Facts.
Fact, though.
Speaking of Swervin' and Timing and working the song, I think it was dope to me, like being at all of those events and never really feeling like you heard the same song.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like there was so many times where even if you heard it with the live band or you heard it with, you know, you just rapping a verse of it, you always switched it up and like kind of made it feel like it was like a different ballad or like, you know, like a different kind of melody to it. Or even sometimes you would just perform like a certain part of it for an extended time with the band, and it just made that it took it to that extra level. So
sure.
I think that's really unique to you because you really don't see a lot of people who do that. As
sure.
far as like you know, you might see like an acoustic video somewhere where like T-Pain like randomly, you know, like sings a song acoustically, but like where like you really were in depth with it. And I think it's even cooler because a lot of people didn't even know that you had those vocals, you know?
No, for sure.
So that's like the fun part to me is like obviously we've hosted some of your shows, so looking in the crowd and people being like, Cam can sing? Like, yes, Cam can sing. Like
sure.
live too, you know? So
Yeah, and the band really takes it to a different level because the way Walt plays on the keys is just, it takes it up and down in these different spaces, and my voice kind of follows it. Then the way Joel plays the drums, it's like it'll go really high and really intense, and then he'll bring it really low and smoothing it out. So just mixing up those elements. And then shout out Seth on the bass. He's been playing with us the last couple of gigs. You put that together with like me with the live vocals, it gives me so much more space. A lot of people say they like the live version more than the tracks.
Yeah.
You know, just because it's like, it's more free, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I think you even did like freestyles over it, just in the shows, like to
Yeah.
that thing. So it was pretty dope. Speaking of
sure.
that, you let me spit some bars with the band. I was
Hey.
I was drunk off the Henny.
It was
I
lit.
put that up. Everyone was like, "What the hell? What the fuck are you doing?"
That's what it's all about.
That's just fire, though.
Well, yeah, I feel like musically you have that where you push kind of people, like, and not, I don't want to say like push people, but you kind of ignite that in people. Not only just DJ, but you know, everyone around you.
Not me. That was just funny that you just brought me up. But because I'm not trying to do music. But
Hey,
it was,
man.
No,
But
I'm
I
saying
know,
like
I
in
know.
that moment
No,
though.
I know,
In the atmosphere, in the moment, and like in the spirit of it. Like I know you're not trying to do music,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in that moment, he ignited that in you. It wasn't the Henny. I hate to break it to you.
It was Henny.
It was
It
Cam.
It was
It
Henny and Cam.
was
back.
Cam.
It was Kim.
a mixture of both. A mixture of both.
But I just mean like even being in the studio with you and then watching you with other artists, it's like you kind of help people to push themselves to the envelope.
For sure.
Facts.
Even with we just interviewed Damon D Gomes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you had produced a song on his, and a lot of people didn't even know that you even produced music. So
That's facts. That's facts.
again, igniting that kind of musical flair in people.
Yeah, shout out D Gomes, man. That True Colors is a classic, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
That joint's the real deal, man. Young legend.
April, Swerve and Drop. Time it was in the summer.
Yeah.
What else went on in April? I know you had like a couple other events and
Yep, we did the first pop-up shop of the year at Trade Pop-Up, selling Providence tees and Providence pins.
Yeah.
And then we had artwork by N Visuals. Shout out to Nate. And I think Vividly Alluring, I think Kathleen, I think she was on that too.
yeah. She took some really great photos of you too in the
for sure.
in the shirts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, in the Providence tee. So that was the first pop-up at Trade. And it went really well. You know, I always appreciate the support, people buying shirts and then wearing them, posting them on their Instagram. That's love, you know what I mean? So knock that out.
it's
And
the
then,
uniform.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was just a bunch of live R&B nights all year. From January to October, we did it pretty much every month. Started at the rooftop of the Providence G, where you don't really see a lot of black hip-hop events. So that was super dope. And then from there, we moved on to Troop over in Oneyville, you know, and that's a pretty dope place. A lot of dope events like Eggs Over with Stay Silence over there. And they just do a bunch of different nights. Watts got a night over there, food and liquor. You know, so it was a good place for me to go and mix, you know, people having dinner and being able to chill with the live music and the band.
And it's a really dope atmosphere. It's very like artsy, like you know,
For
very
sure.
artistic,
Very hip hopish.
very creative.
Yeah, paintings all over the walls. Like it's dope, super dope.
June. We're going to June. What happened in June?
In
man?
June, we had the Prince of PVD block party. I mean, the PVD Fest in general.
Hey,
That whole joint was lit.
hosted by the Plug. You feel me?
Yeah.
That was super lit.
Anywhere I could go and make people say "Go DJ"
It's a
in the crowd,
yeah,
it's amazing. That's just beautiful.
good time.
That's a good feeling right there.
And that one, we brought out, for the Sunday night, we brought out 1,000 people. No fights, no violence, all love, positive energy. Had a bunch of performances, dope DJs. We had Beato, we had Diamond, Where's Nasty, and Franchise. They all killed it.
Beato went the fuck
Be-
off.
that was-
Yo,
that was Beato's
I was sitting there
level up.
behind Beato like, This kid is killing it right now.
Hey,
monster.
hey.
Shout out my guy B.
Yeah, man. That was a good time, man. That was great. Shout out to the Rosendale. They helped put it together, produce the stage. That was dope. And the day before that, on Saturday, we did a performance at City Hall with Wiz Nasty and Stay Silent.
Yeah.
That was epic too, because that was like the PVD Fest parade. They came down the street, and once everybody came down the street, it had to be, if the block party was 1,000, that had to be like 2,000-3,000 people.
Yeah.
As soon as they got around the corner, Jay dropped the music, and there was a performance by me and by Kari. Shout out to Kari Durgans. And it was super dope, man. And then to have, the Stay Silent electric slide in the middle of Kennedy Plaza and
Like,
City
that's
Hall.
crazy.
That was just epic, man. Shout out to Wiz Nasty. Always doing some game-changing shit.
Citywide electric slide.
Facts. Definitely.
That was lit.
Also, shout out to Wiz Nasty because this year, one of the things, he also dropped your song on Sway in the Morning. So you kind of got that national reach right there. So that's really, really dope. Shout out to Jay because I remember watching that. I'm like, Sway! Mad soup, So
That was lit.
that's. I always wondered, I wonder if someone listened and was like, oh, I love this song, and just downloaded it, that'd be mad cool. Yeah,
Sway
I'm
got
sure
a
they
lot
had,
of
but
listens, so I'm sure some people found it.
yeah, hell yeah.
100%. That's a big ass platform.
It's
Huge.
definitely-
You know what I'm
and
saying?
that wasn't his first time there.
Yeah.
He's been there before, so that he's finding his ground as going and having Sway be a second home. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Shit is dope.
So shout out to Sway in the Morning.
And then
Hit
he's-
us up.
He's dropping he's dropping day trill dates and
Yeah,
live on the air. So
yeah.
everyone's like, oh, day trill dates is right here. Bang.
Yeah, fire.
And then speaking of day trill, we're gonna get into that time in video.
Yeah.
Just really painted the picture for the city and what day trill's about, and just gave it that vibe. Like people was in there just chilling. Like
Yeah.
Summertime in the PVD,
you know what I'm
Facts,
saying?
man.
which we got our cameo in,
Facts.
Yeah, I just wanted to capture the vibe. I feel like Day Trill brought something to Providence into New England as a whole, because there's nothing like that in Boston, nothing like that in Connecticut.
Yeah.
It brought something that we've never had, and it kind of just showcased all the beautiful women, all the cool fly homies, you know what I'm saying? The good music, good weather, food trucks.
The
just
Hennessy.
The Hennessy, that summertime vibe in the city that a lot of people, you go down south, they don't even know there's Black and Spanish people up north, the West Coast, they don't got no idea. So to be able to put it on that stage and then put it into a music video, shout out to Alex Sandoval, he shot and edited. I think it just was a good representation of Providence. And then the second part of the video, I'm in Boston as well, so it is a New England video.
My guy's eating chicken wings on a boat.
On a boat.
on a
Facts.
yacht.
That's
On a
that's
yacht.
life
That
right
ain't
there.
no boat. That's a yacht.
Yeah, that was lit.
know what I'm
Come
saying?
on, a boat just floats. That motherfucker sink or swim. That's a big ass boat.
That was a big ass
It's a
boat.
big ass boat. Eating chicken wing on it, just it just gave you the feel where you was just really just thinking about everything that's been going on, and just it
sure.
was kind of like you was looking back at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then the
Yeah,
transition.
from
Yeah, I felt like it was my perspective.
Perspective, yeah.
Of that. That's why we shot it that way, where it was first person. So it's you feel like you're at Day Trill. You don't feel
Yeah.
like you're watching a video at Day
Yeah,
Trill. You
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like you're there.
Yeah.
So
It looks very first person. So, my question is that I feel like that video and kind of this year as a whole has been almost like a transition. And now with your new album coming out, how do you feel transitioning from releasing 2 songs, doing a lot of events, into now going into a promo run and doing releasing a whole new project? How do you think things are transitioning for you right now in this process?
I don't know. I think it was a good setup. I think swerving timing and the time of video gave people some insight on what I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to go with the music, kind of set that foundation. So when I come with the project, they're not just where'd the R&B come? Although, in 2013, I did an R&B project that we released exclusively through the Stay Silent website. That was called The Black Tape. That was super dope. And then I released a project before that I collaborated on with Max October, and it was called One Night Only. That was my first R&B project. This is 2010, I want to say. So I've been doing the R&B projects, but I think this is the first time where the attention and people, people watching from different states, different environments are seeing it, and they're like, "Yo, who is Campbell's? What does he do?" So this is my first R&B presentation to this new audience, So I feel like Swerving and Timing set the tone for that new audience. And then the people that been know me, they already know what I do, so it's nothing new. A lot of people are happy that I'm doing the R&B. They like the melodies and the good vibes. Sometimes the raps, they're very deep and very, into life. You got to think, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want to vibe, So that's kind of what this is, more just, that feeling,
Getting into the project, it's the Campbell's production. Give us a little insight on that, and if my song's gonna make it.
Well, there's no features, so that answers that one.
No, I was talking about the song that I really, really like, which is
Which one is that?
it's the E40.
E40. Whew, that's in the stash. That is not on.
It's not on it.
What? I know, we love that
But
song.
we might have to make that This Is the Plug exclusive and put that out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
do
don't
it.
soup us up
That
right now.
way,
You know what we
you know what I'm
soup.
saying? I think that would be dope because it's not on the project, but it is a really good song. And I mean, that was early in the process. That was
Yeah.
that's like a year and a half. We was at the college station, right?
Yeah,
That was at Rick. So
Yeah.
that was a while ago. But outside of that, I just got a lot of dope production. I did like 4 or 5 tracks. Got timing with M2s. I got a record produced by Mike Slick and One. And it's a really, really dope track called That's My Baby. Slow, kind of slower ballad type of record. And it's one of my favorites on the project. And then who else is on there? Got Big Walt playing the keys all over that thing.
Nice.
There's a lot of live music elements to it. Then what else is on there? That might be it. There's a producer named King Benjamin that I got a really, really dope beat. It's like a Toro y Moi sample. I think people are gonna like that. And then the rest just listen to it, tune in and listen. I produce some really good stuff on there. The way I structure it is I kind of just put the songs and I put all the production at the bottom, so nobody knows who made what beat. You
Oh,
can
cool.
just listen to it straight through, find your favorites, and then maybe I produce one of your favorites.
Yeah. Are you going with like a longer type thing or keeping it short?
There's 10 tracks.
10 tracks.
Nice.
There is I want to say 8 songs maybe on those 10 tracks. So like a prelude. And then like there's like a Walt interlude, him playing the keys, just killing it for like 2-3 minutes. So yeah, it's
A lot of people
a
always
shorter project.
ask, do you play any instruments or?
I play the keys enough to make music. I can't play like a full ballad like Walt. I leave that to him, but I do produce the stuff by myself. So I play the keys, or I play the MPK and, do the drum machine and stuff. And then there's so many ways to do it on a computer with like your keyboard and it just like Fruity Loops and different stuff. So yeah, I do. I would say the only instrument that I can sit down and play is the piano. I'm
Nice.
trying to figure out the drums though.
Word. And the creative process behind it, is it like, are you telling the story or you just letting the music speak for itself?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's speaking for itself, but I don't know. The overall theme just kind of seems to be, nighttime riding through the city. You know what I mean? It definitely is darker. It definitely feels like the nighttime. Like the cover art is the nighttime. So I feel like the tone is, it's that late night. So
Gentle touch vibes.
there's some gentle touch vibes, just good feelings. There's not a lot of times. There's probably no times where you're gonna be like. I feel like in the past I've made records like in the city where it's like we talking about murder and violence in the inner city, and it's like, it takes you to a different place. You were listening to an album and now you're thinking all these political, community activist thoughts, and that's not where I'm taking people with this project. With this project, I want people. It's a little warmer. It's a little more confident. So I just want to have those welcoming vibes. I feel like the vibes that people get when they see me. You know what I'm saying? Whether you get that big dap, so you get a big hug, and you have that real, genuine, warm conversation. That's kind of what I wanted to put into the project. You know what I mean?
Feel that.
And I think I accomplished that.
Nice.
Yeah. Speaking of nightlife, let's get into the Providence nightlife.
Yep.
What's some of your favorite events you attend and all that good stuff?
My 2 favorite parties in the city right now is Love You Better R&B party by Stay Silent. Legendary. Shout out to Where's Nasty again. Shout out to Sabrina. That party right there. It started on my birthday. I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. And I felt like the city needed, it just needed some love. Everything was trap, everything was aggressive. I felt like we needed something with a little more love, and Stay Silent was able to execute that vision of the R&B party, where it's a full-on dance party, you know what I'm saying? And my second favorite event in the city, shout out to Go DJ, Culture Thursdays.
You know what I'm saying?
Super dope, always lit every time I go in there. And the way the music is set up, to me, that's like the dopest thing about it, because with Culture, you get this mixture of like CV music and then like Spanish music, but then also trap and R&B, and Diamond does such a job at mixing it together seamlessly. You don't feel like you're just at a CV party or just at a Spanish party on Broad Street. It's like you feel everything. Like you might not even be CV, but when we walk in there and Diamond plays that record and everybody starts dancing, you gotta feel the energy. You feel the energy, and to me, that's what it should be about. A lot of clubs you go in there and every week is something different. You don't really know. It's like there's no identity, there's no DJing style, there's no direction. They're not trying to make you feel a certain way. They're just trying to make money. You know what I'm saying? When you go to a Love You Better or you go to a Culture Thursday, you're walking into a world and you're really experiencing something. And you leave like, yo, I can't wait till the next one. Like, when is the next one? So those are my two favorite joints. And then I've been doing a live R&B night.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one of my favorites. Like, I love Culture Thursdays. Don't get me wrong, but I like live R&B night.
Of course.
I brought like in the past, shout out the homies from DC, my boy Rico. I brought them from DC, and this is their first time in Rhode Island ever. So I bring them to your event, and they're like, "What? Like, you mean to tell me this has been going on in Rhode Island and no one knows?" Like, they're literally like, their mind is blown. Like, they're like, these events in DC, like, people would pay $60, $70 a ticket just to be in these.
For sure.
And like, you know what I mean? Like, and they're right, because like those aren't being offered in a lot of places. And if they are, they're usually like sold out, packed out, or like, it's not a comfortable situation, but it was so welcoming, so comfortable, just full enough. But you know what I mean? It was nice.
It was still chill,
Yeah.
relaxed, Sunday evening. You know what I'm saying?
Good vibes.
Good vibes, man. So that's obviously. I mean, I don't know if I can pick my event as one of my favorites, but
Yeah, you can.
yeah, but
What you mean? Yeah, you
but
can.
it is.
I mean, I'm gonna say the Outlet's my favorite showcase, but
That's
I mean
fair.
that doesn't
Of
mean
course.
that anyone else's doesn't have great showcase. I think
Yeah,
everybody showcase I've been to has been a great showcase.
Word
You
up.
know.
But I think it's our favorite. Not saying this just because it's ours, but seeing your work come to life, it's like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you got to think, going back to Culture Thursdays, I bought out the whole fucking Pastelitos for 456 food truck
That's love.
and just passed it out to people. You know what I'm saying? So people telling me, yo, them shits was fire, or yo, I appreciate you for doing shit like that.
Yep.
I'm not really worried about the money. I'm worried about everyone's experience. You know what I'm saying?
Experience,
Yeah.
man. That's
It's a
what
bigger
all
picture.
about, man. That's
Facts.
what it's all about.
So tell us about what experience you're painting in the listener's mind with this new project. I know we spoke a little bit about it being R&B. It's more of like at nighttime, but as far as like musically, what do you want to leave in the listener's mind?
I call it an R&B project. Some of the samples that I produced on there were TLC, Erykah Badu.
Wow.
What else is on there? The Dream. Different stuff like that. Tori Moi. So a lot of it is classic R&B stuff that I think people will relate to. And I'm looking for in this new era. We got all the clout rappers. I appreciate all the clout rappers. I appreciate
clout?
No cap.
I appreciate
Slap.
the face tats. All that stuff is
Blue face?
is cool.
I'm a flu flammer, nigga. I'm a flu flam. No, I'm just kidding.
But I enjoy that stuff, especially in the club, But
Yeah.
then sometimes you need that B side. What do people that don't want to go to the club? What are they gonna do? How can they still want to go out and still want to have a good vibe? What about an older crowd that they might got work in the morning, but they just want to go out and get some dinner, have a smooth night. So I feel like I'm just trying to fill a void for something that I feel like that I'm looking for as I get older. I spent my younger years in the club every weekend, 4 or 5 days. You know what I'm saying? Then after 5, 6, 7, 8 years, then what do? Do you stop going out, or do you find something more age appropriate?
Yeah,
So I felt like I wanted to create music that can be that soundtrack, as well as events, and just build a world for people to live in. Because I feel like a lot of the other major cities, like a Boston or Chicago or New York, they do have that 30 plus R&B world where it's like, yo, this is normal. People don't stop going out. They just get smoother. They start dressing a little more adult. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what I kind of wanted to cater to as people are taking them steps, because we got the young artists. They're holding down the young lit shit. You know what I'm saying? So we need some people that are going to hold down that grown and sexy vibe. So those are kind of like the vibes that I was trying to bring with the music, and then that goes into me diving into the influences of like the Jodeci's and, you know what I'm saying, the Keith Sweats and Trey Songz and stuff like that, and then, me adding my twist to it. So I feel like it's all those things that I'm inspired by mixed in with, my void and what I feel I need to bring. You know what I'm saying? And then it's Ken Bell's production. That's why the name of the project is CBPVD, because it's the first time that from the samples all the way to the recording, mixing, and master, I'm in the full process. It's really could not have been done without me. Like a lot of people do. If you get on a YouTube beat, that beat says it was a Gunna type beat or a Drake type beat. So you already go in that direction. That's not your production. You know what I'm saying? That's you hopping on something else, somebody else's wave. But when you start from, what do I want to make? Go through that process of finding those inspirations and then creating that and then making it a product that you can actually give out to people and they can like appreciate it on a professional level. To me, that's an amazing thing, and something that I don't know if I've saw from this market yet. Somebody that's really creating it from the top to bottom. So I feel like it's just filling a void that needs to be filled.
Hold on, Campbell's type beat. I'm on the YouTube.
You know
what I'm saying?
Hey, that'll be a thing.
That could be a thing.
Let me get a
Campbell's type beat.
Mike Slick. Let me get a Campbell's type beat, bro. Come on,
we need
man.
that.
We need a Campbell's type beat, man. Speaking of which, the new project, you have new merch coming out with.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you have coming out, and then also where we can purchase it, because I need a hoodie.
Yeah, I got you. So this is my first run of hoodies. I'm happy about that. We got the Black Providence hoodie with the white text. We've done the Black Providence tee. I think it's going on 2 years now, so that's dope. And we got the first, DJ Diamond already got a purple Providence tee. Not many people got a purple, but he does have one. Shout out to Diamond for that.
Yep.
We got the purple Providence tees. We got the gray Providence tees. And then we got some new pins, the Providence pins are there. And then I got some timing pins that I think people are going to really fuck with. So.
Timing.
And then, we launched the online shop, PrinceofPVD.com. You can go online, buy the joint there. We ship out of state, all that. And then we'll have the pop-up at Trade February 1st to the 3rd, that Friday to a Sunday. So good chance to pick all of that up, man. Grab it before it sells out, man. Them online sales are starting to move. It's a beautiful thing.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. We was talking about Providence nightlife. Let's get into like a little bit of the Providence hip hop scene. Like who you fucking with in the city?
For sure. I mean, I fuck with everybody. So
of course.
You know what I'm saying? It's more specifically, I feel like you got this young generation, you got the OG generation. So before we even get into the youngers, let's shout out the OGs. Let's shout out the people that have been doing it for a little bit. So I'll start with someone like a Chachi, who has been killing it from the recording and all of that to his live and performing. Big Walter Joel also played with him, international players. Legendary. Chachi is a legendary and one of the few people that I could say is a true OG, because to be an OG you got to share information, you got to help put people on and teach, and that is what Chachi does. So shout out to Chachi. From there, shout out to someone like a Flawless who's doing his thing, who's been on tour with Strange Music, Tech Nine's people for years, Joshua Brew and Murph on the videos.
Facts.
Like their whole team is killing it, the whole Rise team, from the BT ciphers to all different types of shit. So shout out to Flaw. Then you got someone like a John Hope, who's doing a lot more event curation and hosting and stuff like that, but he's been done super dope videos that premiered on like 106 and Park, different stuff like that. Yeah. And shout out my bro Hill Holla. He's coming with some new shit. Hill got some classics under his belt. A lot of people don't got classic projects, but that Outside Providence is a classic project. You know what I'm saying? You listen to that joint from the top to bottom, from the production from 72 Dolphins and Skino to the mixing and mastering by Merck, you know what I'm saying? Like to the artwork that he designed himself. He was very on point with his whole brand, you know what I'm saying? So the shit that he's doing and the stuff that he's working on, it's going to be exciting to see where it goes.
Hill does some amazing things with fashion.
For sure.
Like
That collector's edition
Yeah, I
joint,
love.
Collector's edition,
Not
yeah.
even to interrupt you, but I just wanted to make that point. Like
No.
he's so stylish. Like I love
PVD
that. I
jerseys,
love his
bro.
style.
The PVD jerseys be selling out, man. Hill's the man with the plan, dog. So it's, you know, you look at the timing video. There's like 4 or 5 PVD jerseys in the, you know what I'm saying, in the video. There's more PVD jerseys than Providence shirts. So shout out to Hill, you know what I'm saying, making an impact on more than just dropping tracks, because it's more than that, you know what I'm saying, to be successful at anything. You know, so shout out to Hill, and shout out to someone like Kari Durgans, who's been on tour, been dropping consistent projects and just leveling up. He went on a nationwide tour this year with Sylvan LaCue and Michael Christmas out in Boston. And then you look at his content has just been at a professional level for 2 or 3 years. It's just a matter of time before everything just clicks, and then he just goes to a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? So let's shout them out as like the old OGs. I mean, Kari's like the same age as me, but that's OGs compared to the youngins. You know what I'm saying? And for the youngins, I would probably start with D. Gomes. He's like the man of the moment right now, just with, outside of the music, just his leadership, performing, putting on the whole squad of the year. He got artists working with him. He got his own producers. He got his own video guys. So the way D is moving is just like the right way. It's, you know, you're getting the right attention. You don't see a bunch of fake and fluff shit all over. You just see someone really going hard and being very collaborative and welcoming. It's not all about him. He wants other artists to perform with him. He wants to have other people on his project and have his homies produce the beats and record it with the people he fucks with. He's not trying to be on no super LA shit, no super New York, Miami shit. He's trying to be on
Trying
some
to build
super,
some PVD shit.
Yeah, real PVD shit. So shout out to D for that, man, holding it down. And from there, you know, his partner in crime, OSF. OSF been doing it for years, man. The whole F1. Shout out to Vic. Shout out to Shad. Rest in peace, Shad. You know, they got the whole legacy of the whole F1 movement. You know, I grew up on Gallatin, a couple blocks from Congress, where a lot of that stuff started. I knew a lot of them growing up. Like, I knew Shad is like teenagers playing ball at the rec and shit. So to see it go from that to have OSF here in this day age, 19-year-old kid, million views on videos, crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an amazing thing to see. And he dropped his first project a couple months ago. That was super dope. 23-1. You know, so OSF, man, him and D with that replay, man, they pushed everything to a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? Like, so those two, man, they making a crazy impact. From there, I will go to Nino, because Nino's like, he's the all-purpose he's the creative of creatives.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
was
I'm
actually
saying?
listening to this joint earlier. A few of them different. I'm just like, wow, this kid's just crazy talented.
Nino,
He's
a different
still to this
monster.
day one of the most amazing people I've ever seen like put a record together, because it was like from scratch.
Word up.
Like everything. I'm just like watching like, wow, this is real.
Nino does everything from making the beat, playing he really plays it. I could play enough to make a song. Nino really plays. He could do a solo on the board. You know what I'm saying? To mixing and mastering the shit himself, to making the artwork, putting it out himself. He's the most efficient with his work. You know what I'm saying? And it's a high level. Like the music, when we want to talk Rhode Island music, Nino is at the top of Rhode Island music. We talking quality of sound. There's nobody that's fucking with Nino. So he's in his own lane. He's moving at his own pace, you know, and he's doing what he needs to do to get where he needs to go. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, and then he got the whole Provide with him too. The whole Provide PVD with Beato and Elijah. Like, they got their own creative team, do their own events. Like, they really on their own time.
It's legit. In his song, he said, maybe it's a relay. I pass the baton to Beato, throwing this around, like shit like that. I'm like, yo, that shit hit me. I'm like, yeah,
That shit was hot. That was hot.
That was hot. So,
And then from there, I'll go to Rain. You know, the female, the lone female that holds it down, you know, for
Facts.
the scene. She had the classic Road Girl project, and that came out a lot, like, before OSF ever had a project, before D really had a project that really hit like that. You know, Nino's kind of been doing his own thing, you know, on his own wave, building his own pathway. But when Rain hit with the Road Girl and she had the On and then the Road Girl track, it was just something we've never seen before, you know what I'm saying? And then she was always at all the Stay Silent parties, all up in the bounce house and shit. So she was just in the right places with the right music. She got the style. You know, she's an icon, you know what I'm saying? Rain's an icon.
she really is.
She's definitely an icon. And D's an icon too, you know what I'm saying? You know, and they all got their own lanes. But yeah, what she she did with the Road Girl was something special, and then she dropped a I Might video and then Drinks on Me joint. So just pushing through and getting to it, you know. So that's a solid. What's that 4 right there? And then I'll go from there. I'll say Cruise is super dope.
Yeah.
The whole Code Green out in L.A. is
Facts.
super dope, killing it. Shout out to Nessie. Yeah, that's a good
all fam.
good representation of the next generation of Providence artists. And there's a lot of other talented artists. I'm just saying the people that I specifically directly I feel like I'm a part of what's going on.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I'm
you've
saying?
definitely been a part of all their creative processes as well.
Exactly.
for
And you've
sure.
worked with them firsthand.
No,
First,
for
yeah.
sure. So that, you know, those are the people that I got a little bit of the inside insight to see, you know, what's going on and to know what's coming next. And they all got big things. The people I spoke of before, the Kari's, Hills, and Flawlesses, as well as them. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of dope shit going on. The Providence scene is in the best space it's ever been. And I feel like every year it's becoming a better and better space. It just keeps pushing. There's more artists, there's more producers, more DJs, more engineers. There's just a lot of dope things going on, man. So shout out to the whole Providence music scene, man.
Facts. And Boston being right there is bringing light to Providence, bringing
for
in,
sure.
you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out there, but I feel like it's gonna be our time, like, very soon.
For
Like,
sure.
you
And
know?
we connecting the dots because, like,
Yeah.
I got Avenue on my last album.
Yeah.
Hills on Av and Deion Chase's last album. Hefe Replay is working with Jay, Wiz Nasty. Stiz did a run with Jay back in the day.
Yeah.
Michael Christmas is always around. He works at 47 with, like, Jabron and Beato. Like,
Yeah, even us, we interview a lot of different Boston artists. We just did Fast Coupe last week. Like, you know, so I think the connection is, like, so heavy because it's really not that, like, you know what I mean? We're all one.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's New England. And when you compare New England to any other region, we can go line for line, track for track, artist for artist with any region. You know what I'm saying? When you start separating the cities, it starts getting different. But when you want to talk, like, that's like if New York was like, yo, it's only Brooklyn. No, when they go to Atlanta, they're like, nah, I'm from New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was only Brooklyn versus the whole Atlanta, you ain't got no chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it's only, when you go to the West Coast, it's the West Coast. LA and the Bay is 6 hours away when you get over there. But over here, we just look at it as the West Coast. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? So I feel like that's how you in the DMV, you DC, but Maryland and Virginia is just as important. You know what I'm saying? VA, you got Pharrell and a whole bunch of shit from VA, Missy Elliott and Timberland. That goes to the whole DMV area. That ain't just Virginia. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's how we got to start representing. And I think this era of artists is starting to do that. He's starting to get in the studio and collab videos and cross the interviews and clubs and different shit like that. So yeah, shout out to the whole Boston scene, man. A lot going on out there.
New England, we heavy. We doing this shit right now. Shout out to DJ Diamond. He's a big part of the scene right now as
Yeah.
well. He's on that Replay record with them.
Yep.
And he's just killing the clubs right now. And
Yeah. I'm just trying to lock down this PR, so, you know, hit me up whenever you need that.
You know what I'm
DJ
saying?
Diamond, the legend. He's gonna have to give up the youngest in charge.
Yeah,
soon, man.
actually, he does. He
You
does.
know, he's gonna have to pass it down to B, man. Beato's ready. Like, I remember when DJ Els was the youngest in charge.
Yep,
So
yep.
to see the eras, you know, Els was the youngest in charge. I was the youngest doing it. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
it was
yep.
like it was
I
like
remember that.
the GBM era was so classic because it built the foundation of what we're seeing today. Like, before GBM, there was no artists in the club 20 deep with bottles and the DJs playing the song. That was not a thing
Yeah.
before that. That was the first era where you had a DJ playing a record, not because it's their boy, but because it's hot. And then when you play it, at least 50% of the club is like, yo, that's my shit, and singing it to it. And then you just got a whole crew of cool-ass niggas that's moving and doing whatever they doing in the street, but they out here showing love and moving the right way and trying to do some music shit. Because none of the niggas that was with me was doing no music shit. We was doing other shit. But I was doing music, and it created a positive environment, productive environment for people to go out there and not be beefing, go and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Be on some positive music shit and go out there to party, not go out there to fight. You know what I'm saying? What's the point of that? You know,
Facts.
so
A
I
lot
feel
of beautiful women out.
so many beautiful women. So I feel like we see that today, you know, with the next generations. When you see 20 F1 niggas in the VIP with OSF and Vic, or you see a bunch of Eastside dudes with D, you know what I'm saying? You see these different energies. You see Sabs in the club and all the bucket niggas is around, you know what I'm saying? then the trap drops and then, you know what I'm saying? They already know what time it is. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that is a thing now, you know what I'm saying? So it's beautiful to see that. Because before that, a lot of the music wasn't translating to the club. It would be like a dope video with a dope concept, but it just wasn't in that world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but we in that world now. So
We created that world.
The facts.
So when can we expect the project?
The project will be out Monday, February 4th, right after the next pop up. And yeah, I got some physical CDs that'll be on sale at the pop up. I always do the physical because you need to get that in your hand, rip the plastic off, look at the cover, you know, flip it open, pop the CD in, and experience it. Some people leave the CD in their car for 6 months because they don't buy CDs, so they just ride to that every day, you know. And
Actually, I did that. I took someone else's CD. I kept the one wrapped, and then had that one in the whip playing.
joint.
If I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't have the aux.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for it back. Thanks.
That wasn't yours.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
Whatever.
You took it from the station that day. I didn't know where it went. Now I do.
Shit.
Well, we'll make sure you guys got extra copies.
Motherfucker.
Word.
This time, and it'll be on all the streaming platforms. Well, not all. I don't do all. So it'll be on Spotify. It'll be on Apple Music. It'll be on Tidal.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm giving up SoundCloud.
Word.
No more
I know
SoundCloud.
that's
more?
right.
No more SoundCloud.
You know why? Soldier Boy done took the bullets for these SoundCloud rappers.
Soldiers is love. Soldier, big soldier.
Big soldier.
Big Draco.
And then do you have an R&B night coming up, Pop Shop?
R&B nights coming soon. I don't have a locked-in date that I want to announce yet, but it'll be back soon. Walt, Joel, Seth, we on it. I will say the first R&B night will feature DJ Wiz Nasty. So
Nice.
give you that one. Start the year off right. You know what I'm saying? Good vibes. And we taking it out too. We taking R&B night to Boston. We taking it to Atlanta. Taking it to New York. You know,
You already
it's time
know.
to travel. Last year I was able to do shows in all of those cities and kind of set somewhat of a foundation and a blueprint for me to wrap back around. Been going to Atlanta like the last 3 years, and I like Atlanta a lot, man. There's a lot of good people, a lot of good music, a lot of black people, which is great for R&B music. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like Atlanta.
Soul.
Yeah, a lot of soul, man. So we gonna go down there and do some dope Atlanta shit. Definitely do some dope New York shit. New York's like the second home, and then Boston, that's a given. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
for sure.
Fam. Well, Kim, you know we always want you here.
Yeah, no
we
doubt.
we honestly we need to just pull you up a seat because you know we love just having conversations
Yeah,
with you.
word
So
up. I gotta be like Noriega. When Nori goes to like the Breakfast Club or something, he's like the guest host, even though he's
Exactly.
being interviewed.
like we
You
need
know what I'm
another.
saying?
We was gonna bring another artist so we could have it be all together.
Word up. Well, we'll get back to it after the project comes out.
Facts.
Thanks.
Word up.
You already know what it is, man. Campbell's in the building. R&B album coming soon.
CBPVD.
Let's get it.
You already know what it is. It's your boy Go DJ.
And your girl Maddie D.
This is the plug.
Can you be my plug?